Due to overwhelming popular demand, I'm going to do more from the Markives, more random pulls from the Markives. I did this a couple times. People seem to enjoy it. It's super casual. It's off the cuff. I'm just going to grab a couple discs. Four. Let's go with four. I'm going to grab four discs out of a box that you cannot see slightly below the frame here that are discs from my keeper shelf, my library of DVDs and Blu-rays, and give you a little quick reviews or memories or tell you what I thought of them. This is all probably all from the like G through H category. So randomly pulling one out. Let's see what it is. Hands of the Ripper. This is a Hammer film from the early 70s. This is a Shout Factory. No, I'm sorry, this is Synapse Films release. Hammer's interesting because they were distributed by multiple studios in the U.S. back in the 60s and 70s, 50s through 70s, really. And the rights are all over the place, so they don't all come out from one licensor. So I know Shout Factory has a bunch. Synapse has some. Warner Brothers has some. And I'm a fan of Jack the Ripper, the Jack the Ripper mythology and all that. So most Jack the Ripper films I'm going to be interested in watching. And this one is pretty cool. It involves like a little girl who sees her mother being killed by Jack the Ripper as a kid and then grows up to be like crazy. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've watched this, but Hammer films, if you don't know Hammer films, they're beautifully made. They're classy, trashy. You know, like Hammer films, the costumes, the actors, the sets are gorgeous. The music is lush. And they have, later ones filled with, blood, gore, and nudity. So they're fun. Maybe not gore, but blood, violence, and nudity. So Hands of the Ripper is fun. Now, what do we got? Random polls, I swear. This is a Blue Underground Blu-ray edition, 3-disc Blu-ray edition with the lenticular cover of, as Brother Theodore would say, House by the Cemetery. I'm not a big fan of Lucio Fulci films, really. I know that's sacrilege for a lot of horror fans, but I find them to be kind of ham-fisted and just really focusing, probing the wound gore, as I like to call them. But this one has grown on me over time. It's got, Catriona MacColl in it? Catriona MacColl and Bob, the kid who played Bob. That's the thing I remember most about this. Shot partially, some of the exteriors shot in Massachusetts. And this is a great release. These Blue Underground releases of the Fulci films, Blue Underground's always been great. They were great on DVD, then they would upgrade them to Blu-ray and do a little bit more and make them great. And now they're putting them out as 4Ks, and they're usually giving you even more extras and porting over all the old extras. So they're always worth picking up. I think some of these Blue Underground releases that have these lenticular covers, I know Zombie, they do like 2 or 3, so you can kind of take your pick of what the covers are. What does the actual disc look like? Oh, same thing. So yeah, that's that. 2 more to go. Random, totally random. Don't know what I'm going to grab. Rush. This is a film that I saw in the theater. This disc I own. I don't have a lot like this. You see, it's a former rental disc. This came from Video Headquarters. Now, when I say Video Headquarters, that was my hometown video store. When I started doing the Cinemaniacs, they were still open and thriving. They were one of the best. There's a documentary called Everything to Entertain You that if you can find, you should really watch because it tells the story of the video store that helped make me the Cinemaniac that I am today. They used to give us every Friday, we would show up Friday? Yeah, every Friday they would show up. We would show up at Video Headquarters and they would give us a stack, usually 4 discs that were going to be coming out the next Tuesday. We would record Cinemaniacs on Monday, so we would have the weekend to watch these movies. We would return them on Monday. They would have them back so that they can start, put them on the shelf and get them ready to rent on Tuesday. And that's how we would review a lot of new releases. But they also had one of the best video stores ever. Amazing copy depth, amazing depth of the catalog titles they had. They used to have Don't Be Afraid of the Dark on the old big box videotape there. That's where I saw the Russ Meyer movies for the first time. That's where I was able to rent The Prisoner. That's where I saw a lot of my cinemaniacal education was started elsewhere, but really exploded when I got Video Headquarters, which, if you want to know what the logo looks like, it was like that. So Rush, let me take a drink of water. Sorry. I get choked up when I talk about Video Headquarters. I don't remember it wildly clearly. I bought this, started saying they had a great deal for used discs because like any video store, when you got into the disc, even in the tape era, you would want to have enough copies so that many people who wanted it could rent it during that first week or two when everybody wanted to see a movie. But after that, you didn't need 60 copies or 30 or 20 or 10 or whatever copies of the movie. You really probably just needed 1 or 2 on the shelf for if anybody wanted to watch something that wasn't fresh. So what they would do is when a movie was not needed, when they didn't need 20 copies of something anymore, they would do these 3 for $30 deals, which was great because Blu-rays at the time were not dirt cheap. DVDs at the time were not dirt cheap. And I bought a ton of stuff that way. Or I would take a lot of chances that way. Like there was a movie I know I wanted to get that would be like a $30 disc. So I would say, well, shit, this is YouTube. I can say that, right? I'm not used to doing it because I always put these on, I put most of my stuff on public access, and you can't cuss on public access. So I said shit, by God. uh, I would be like, that's a $30 disc, and I really want, Machete. So let me grab two others that I'm curious about, and maybe those will be good too. That's how I first saw John Wick. I picked up a DVD of John Wick as a 3 for 30, and it blew my mind. And I've been a huge fan of that series ever since. So Rush was a Ron Howard film based on a true story with Chris Hemsworth about like Formula One racing set in the early 70s, and it's a total blast. I'm not a car racing guy. I'm a Cannonball Run guy. I'm a Smokey and the Bandit guy. I'm a cars driving fast in pursuit or doing stunts guy, but I'm not a cars going in a circle kind of guy. But occasionally there are movies that are made about that I really enjoy. And I really liked Rush in the theater. I think I saw it a couple times. I've actually not watched it since I saw it in the theater, and I've not watched this Blu-ray since I picked it up at Video Headquarters. So part of me is like, cool, this is a movie I do want to watch again someday, and it's always going to be there on the shelf when I want to watch it. But also it's like, oh, it's a part of that video store that isn't around anymore that I love. I actually got, when they closed, they sold off everything. This was a giant video store. It was originally like a decent sized store, and then it moved to another place in a different shopping center in Keene, New Hampshire, and it was bigger, and then they took over like the store next to it, and it got bigger, so it was gigantic. And I was able to buy one of their video store shelving units. So it's still in storage, unfortunately, as are my boxes of discs here. But one day I hope to reassemble that and be able to put all these discs that were from video stores, all the X rentals I bought, back on the shelf. So that was 3 discs. So one more. What do we got? I'm gonna go over here. We have Horror of the Blood Monsters with John Carradine and Robert Dix, and a great cover. This is an Al Adamson film. I do not enjoy Al Adamson films for the most part, but I love Sam Sherman, who was his producer and who would do commentaries on these. So this is an oldies.com, so this is very inexpensive. I don't know if this has gotten a Blu-ray release or not. I know Severin did the Al Adamson box set and put a lot of his stuff out, and they did the Blood Island collection recently and put out some of the other Sam Sherman adjacent films. This comes with a rare Italian language version, commentary track by Sam Sherman, and the trailer. The Sam Sherman commentary tracks, I used to buy these cheap, and I used to rent these from Netflix when they did discs long ago. And I would suffer through the movies just so I could hear the Sam Sherman commentaries that really dug into the production, distribution, manipulation of these old exploitation movies, and how they would market them, and how they would, remarket them and change the title and shoot new footage and take footage out, all that kind of stuff. I find it hilarious and fascinating. So Horror of the Blood Monsters, I see pictures on the back. I see John Carradine, I see dinosaurs, and I see Al Adamson looking like he's a vampire. This film may contain some or all of the following. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So that's all. I just wanted to check in with you, do another one of these from the Markives. I'll keep doing them if you want to keep watching them. It reacquaints me with what I own, and it's a fun way to kind of casually talk about stuff that I'm not under the gun to talk about. So until next time, I'll see you with some more stuff to yap about.